Scenes 20 and 21 of Faust. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Faust, Part 1, by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Translated by Bayard Taylor. Scene 20. Cathedral. Service, organ, and anthem. Margaret among much people, the evil spirit behind Margaret.
How otherwise was it, Margaret, when thou, still innocent, here to the altar camest, and from the worn and fingered book thy prayers didst prattle, half sport of childhood, half God within thee? Margaret, where tends thy thought? Within thy bosom what hidden crime? Pray'st thou for mercy on thy mother's soul, that fell asleep to long, long torment, and through thee? Upon thy threshold whose the blood? And stirreth not and quickens something beneath thy heart, thy life disquieting with most foreboding presence.
Woe, woe! Would I were free from the thoughts that cross me, drawing hither and thither despite me.
Dies ire, dies illa, solvet seclum in favilla.
Sound of the organ.
Wrath takes thee, the trumpet peals, the graves tremble, and thy heart from ashy rest to fiery torments now again requickened throbs to life.
Would I were forth! I feel as if the organ here my breath takes from me, my very heart dissolved by the anthem.
Iudex ergo cum sedebit, quid latet apparebit, nil inutum remanebit.
I cannot breathe. The massy pillars imprison me, the vaulted arches crush me. Air!
Hide thyself! Sin and shame stay never hidden. Air, light, woe to thee!
Quid sum miser tunc dicturus, quem patronem rogaturus, cum vix justus id securus.
They turn their faces, the glorified, from thee, the pure their hands to offer, shuddering refuse thee. Woe!
Quid sum miser tunc dicturus.
Neighbour, you're cordial.
She falls in a swoon. Scene 21. Walpurgis Night. The Harz Mountains. District of Schirke and Elend.
Dost thou not wish a broomstick steed's assistance? The steadiest he goat I would gladly see. The way we take, our goal is yet some distance.
So long as in my legs I feel the fresh existence, this knotted staff suffices me. What need to shorten so the way, along this labyrinth of vales to wander, then climb the rocky ramparts yonder, where from the fountain flings eternal spray, is such delight my steps would fain delay. The springtime stirs within the fragrant birches, and even the fir tree feels it now. Should then our limbs escape its gentle searches?
I notice no such thing, I vow. It is winter still within my body. Upon my path I wish for frost and snow. How sadly rises, incomplete and ruddy, the moon's lone disk with its belated glow, and lights so dimly that as one advances, at every step one strikes a rock or tree. Let us then use a jack-o'-lantern's glances. I see one yonder, burning merrily. Ho there, my friend, I will lever thine attendance. Why waste so vainly thy resplendence? Be kind enough to light us up the steep.
Will-o'-the-wisp.
My reverence, I hope, will be enabled to curb my temperament unstable, for zigzag courses we are wont to keep.
Indeed, he would like mankind to imitate. Now in the devil's name go straight, or I'll blow out his being's flickering spark.
You are the master of the house, I mark, and I shall try to serve you nicely. But then reflect, the mountain's magic mad today, and if a will-o'-the-wisp must guide you on the way, you mustn't take things too precisely.
in alternating song.
We, it seems, have entered newly in the sphere of dreams enchanted.
Do the bidding, guide us truly, that our feet be forwards planted in the vast desert spaces.
See them swiftly changing places, trees on trees beside us trooping, and the crags above us stooping, and the rocky snouts outgrowing. Hear them snoring, hear them blowing.
O'er the stones the grass is flowing, stream and streamlet seek the hollow. Hear I noises, songs that follow, hear I tender love petitions.
Voices of those heavenly visions, sounds of hope, of love undying, and the echoes like traditions of old days come faint and hollow.
Who shoo, nearer hover, jay and screech owl and the plover.
Are they all awake and crying? Is the salamander pushes loaded belly through the bushes?
And the roots like serpents twisted through the sand, and boulders toiling, brightest, weirdest links uncoiling to entrap us unresisted.
Living knots and gnarls uncanny, filled with polypus antennae, for the wanderer mice are flying, thousand-colored herd-wise hieing, through the moss and through the heather.
And the fireflies wink and darkle, crowded swarms that soar and sparkle, and in weltering escort gather.
Tell me if we still are standing, or if further we're ascending. All is turning, whirling, blending, trees and rocks with grinning faces, wandering lights that spin in mazes, still increasing and expanding.
Grasp my scarred with heart undaunted. Here a middle peak is planted, whence one sees with amaze Mammon in the mountain blaze.
How strangely glimmers through the hollows a dreary light like that of dawn! Its exhalation tracks and follows the deepest gorges, faint and wan. Here steam, there rolling vapour sweepeth. Here burns the glow through film and haze. Now like a tender thread it creepeth, now like a fountain leaps and plays. Here winds away, and in 100 divided veins the valley braids. There in a corner, pressed and sundered, itself detaches, spreads and fades. Here gush the sparkles incandescent, like scattered showers of golden sand. But see, in all their height at present, the rocky ramparts blazing stand.
Has not some Mammon grandly lighted his palace for this festal night? It is lucky thou hast seen the sight. The boisterous guests approach that were invited.
How raves the tempest through the air! With what fierce blows upon my neck 'tis beating!
Under the old reefs of the rock retreating, hold fast, lest thou be hurled down the abysses there. The night with the mist is black. Hark how the forests grind and crack! Hearken, the pillars are shattered. The evergreen palace is shaking, boughs are groaning and breaking. The tree trunks terribly thunder, the roots are twisting asunder. In frightfully intricate crashing, each on the other is dashing. And over the extreme gorges, the tempest whistles and surges. Hear'st thou voices higher ringing, far away or nearer singing? Yes, the mountainside along sweeps an infuriate clamoring song.
Witches in chorus.
The witches ride the broken stop, the stubble is yellow and green the crop. There gathers the crowd for carnival, their ears sits over all. And so they go over stone and stock, the witches and the buck.
Voice 1.
Alone, old Babow's coming now. She rides upon a pharaoh sow.
Witches chorus.
Then honor to whom the honor is due. Dame Bawa first to lead the crew, a tough sow and the mother thereon, and follow the witches everyone.
Which way comest thou hither?
Voice 2.
O'er the Ilsen stone. I peeped at the owl in her nest alone, how she stared and glared.
Betake thee to hell! Why so fast and so fell?
She has scored and has flayed me. See the wounds she has made me.
Witches' chorus.
The way is wide, the way is long. See what a wild and crazy throng. The broom scratches, the fork it thrusts. The child is stifled, the mother bursts.
Wizards' semi-chorus.
As doth the snail in shell we crawl, before us go the women all. When towards the devil's house we tread, woman's 1,000 steps ahead. We do not measure with such care, woman in 1,000 steps is theft. But howsoe'er she hasten may, man in one leap has cleared the way.
Voice 1 from above.
Come on, from rocky lake.
Voice 2 from below.
Aloft, we'd fain ourselves betake. We've washed, and are as bright as ever you will, yet we're eternally sterile still.
Both choruses, witches and wizards.
The wind is hushed, the stars shoot by, the dreary moon forsakes the sky.
The magic notes, like spark on spark, drizzle, whistling through the dark.
Voice 2 from below.
Halt there! Ho there!
Voice 1 from above.
Who calls from the rocky cleft below there?
Voice 2 from below.
Take me too, take me too. I'm climbing now 300 years, and yet the summit cannot see. Among my equals I would be.
Both choruses, witches and wizards.
Bears the broom and bears the stock, bears the fork and bears the buck. Who cannot raise himself tonight is evermore ruined white.
Half-witch below.
So long I stumble ill-bestead, and the others are now so far ahead. At home I've neither rest nor cheer, and yet I cannot gain them here.
To cheer the witch will salve a veil, a rag will answer for a sail. Each child whose ship supplies, he ne'er will fly, who now not flies.
Both choruses, witches and wizards.
When round the summit rolls a fight, then lower and on the ground a light, and far and wide the enterprise, with witchwood swarms of wantonness.
They settle down.
They crowd and push, they roar and clatter, they whirl and whistle, pull and chatter, they shine and spit and stink and burn, that through which element we learn. Keep close, or we are parted in our turn. Where art thou?
In the distance.
Here.
What? Well, so far astray. Then how's right I must use and clear the way. Make room, square volant comes. Room, gentle rebel, room. Here, doctor, hold to me. In one jump we'll resume, and in your space and from the crowd be free. It is too much even for the like of me. Yonder, with special light, there is something shining clearer. Within those bushes I have a mind to see. Come on, we'll slip a little nearer.
Spirit of contradiction, on, I'll follow straight. 'Tis planned most wisely, if I judge aright. We climb the Brocken's top in the Walpurgis night, that arbitrarily here ourselves we isolate.
But see what motley flames among the heather. There is a lively club together. In smaller circles one is not alone.
Better the summit, I must own. There fire and whirling smoke I see. They seek the evil one in wild confusion. Many enigmas there might find solution.
But their enigmas also not at be. Leave to the multitude their riot. Here will we house ourselves in quiet. It is an old transmitted trade, that in the greater world the little worlds are made. I see stark nude young witches congregate, the old ones veiled and hidden shrewdly. On my account be kind, nor treat them rudely. The trouble is small, the fun is great. I hear the noise of instruments a-tuning. Violin, yet one must learn to bear the croning. Come, come along, it must be, I declare. I'll go ahead and introduce thee there, thine obligation newly earning. That is no little space, what sayest thou, friend? Look yonder, thou canst scarcely see the end. 100 fires along the ranks are burning. They dance, they chat, they cook, they drink, they court. Now where, just tell me, is there better sport?
Wilt thou, to introduce us to the revel, assume the part of wizard or of devil?
I am mostly used, it is true, to go incognito. but on a gala day one may his orders show. The garter does not deck my suit, but honoured at home is here the cloven foot. Perceiv'st thou yonder snail? It cometh slow and steady, so delicately its feelers pry, that it hath scented me already. I cannot here disguise me, if I try. But come, we will go from this fire to a newer. I am the go-between, and thou the wooer.
To some who are sitting around dying embers.
Old gentleman, why at the outskirts? Enter. I'd praise you if I found you snugly in the centre, with youth and revel round you like a jewel. You each at home are quite enough alone.
General.
Say, who would put his trust in nations? However, for them one may have worked and planned. For with the people, as with women, youth always has the upper hand.
Minister.
They're now too far from what is just and sage. I praise the old ones not unduly. When we were all in all, then truly, then was the real golden age.
Parvenu.
We also were not stupid either, and what we should not often did. But now all things have from their bases slid, just as we meant to hold them fast together.
Author.
Who now a work of moderate sense will read? Such works are held as antiquate and mossy. And as regards the younger folk, indeed, they never yet have been so pert and saucy.
Mephistopheles, who all at once appears very old.
I feel that men are ripe for judgment day. Now for the last time I have the witch's hill ascended, since to the least my cask is drained away. The walls as well must soon be ended.
Huckster Witch.
Ye gentlemen, don't pass me thus. Let not the chance neglected be. Behold my wares attentively. The stock is rare and various, and yet there's nothing I've collected. No shop on earth like this you'll find, which has not once sore hurt inflicted upon the world and on mankind. No daggers here that set not blood to flowing, no cup that hath not once, within a healthy frame, poured speedy death in poison glowing. No gems that have not brought a maid to shame, no sword but severed ties for the unwary, or from behind struck down the adversary.
Gossip, the times thou badly comprehendest. What is done has happed, what haps is done. It were better if for novelties thou sendest. By such alone can we be won.
Let me not lose myself in all this pother. This is a fair as never was another.
The whirlpool swirls above. Thou art shaped thyself, amazing to show.
But who is that?
Note her especially. It is Lilith.
Who?
Adam's first wife is she. Beware the lure within her lovely tresses, the splendid sole adornment of her hair. When she succeeds therewith a youth to snare, not soon again she frees him from her chasses.
Those two, the old one with the young one sitting, they've danced already more than fitting.
No rest tonight for young or old. They start another dance. Come now, let us take hold.
Faust dancing with the young witch.
A lovely dream once came to me. I then beheld an apple tree, and there two fairest apples shone. They lured me so, I climbed thereon.
Huckster Witch.
Apples have been desired by you since first in paradise they grew, and I am moved with joy to know that such within my garden grow.
Dancing with the old one.
A dissolute dream once came to me. Therein I saw a cloven tree, which had a, yet as it was I fancied a.
Old Witch.
I offer here my best salute unto the knight with a cloven foot. Let him prepare if him does not scare.
Proctophantasmist.
Accursed folk, how dare you venture thus? Had you not, long since, demonstration that ghosts can't stand on ordinary foundation, and now you even dance like one of us.
Huckster Witch. Dancing.
Why does he come then to our ball?
Dancing.
Oh, everywhere on him you fall. When others dance, he weighs the matter. If he can't every step be chatter, then 'tis the same as were the step not made. But if you forwards go, his ire is most displayed, and you would whirl in regular gyration, as he does in his dull old mill. He'd show at any rate good will, especially if you heard and heeded his hortation.
You still are here? Nay, 'tis a thing unheard. Vanish at once. We've said the enlightened word. The pack of devils by no rules is daunted. We are so wise, and yet is Tegel haunted. To clear the folly out, now have I swept and stirred. 'Twill ne'er be clean, why, 'tis a thing unheard.
Then cease to bore us at our ball.
I tell you, spirits, to your face, I give to spirit despotism no place. My spirit cannot practice it at all.
The dance continues.
Naught will succeed, I see, amid such revels, yet something from a tour I always save, and hope, before my last step to the grave, to overcome the poets and the devils.
He now will seat him in the nearest puddle. The soul is this, whereof he is most assured, and when upon his rump the leeches hang and fuddle, he will be spirits and of spirit cured.
To Faust, who has left the dance.
Wherefore forsakest thou the lovely maiden, that in the dance so sweetly sang?
Ah, in the midst of it there sprang a red mouse from her mouth. Sufficient reason.
That is nothing. One must not so squeamish be. So the mouse was not grey enough for thee. Who think of that in love's selected season?
Then saw I...
What?
Mephisto, seest thou there, alone and far, a girl most pale and fair. She falters on, her way scarce knowing, as if with fettered feet that stay her going. I must confess it seems to me as if my kindly Margaret were she.
Let the thing be. All thence have evil drawn. It is a magic shape, a lifeless eidolon. Such to encounter is not good. Their blank, set stare benumbs the human blood, and one is almost turned to stone. Medusa's tale to thee is known.
Forsooth the eyes they are of one whom, dying, no hand with loving pressure closed. That is the breast whereon I once was lying, the body sweet beside which I reposed.
It is magic all, thou fool, seduced so easily. Unto each man his love she seems to be.
The woe, the rapture so ensnare me, that from her gaze I cannot tear me. And strange, around her fairest throat a single scarlet band is gleaming, no broader than a knife blade seeming.
Quite right, the mark I also note. Her head beneath her arm she will sometimes carry. It was Perseus lopped it, her old adversary. Thou cravest the same illusion still. Come, let us mount this little hill. The prater shows no livelier steer, and if they have not bewitched my sense, I verily say a theatre. What's going on?
Sir Vibilis.
'Twill shortly recommence. A new performance. 'Tis the last of 7. To give that number is the custom here. 'Twas by a dilettante written, and dilettanti in the parts appear. That now I vanish, pardon I entreat you. As dilettante, I the curtain raise.
When I upon the Blocksberg meet you, I find it good, for that is your proper place.
End of scene 21. End of section.